Miracle or Doctor's Misdiagnosis, Part 2, The Fight for Life, begins. My name is Chaik, and this is the hardest chapter of my life. After the doctor told me they would keep me in the hospital for more tests, I felt broken inside. It was 4 a.m. I didn't want to wake my wife, Oluchi. She had just had our baby girl, Elizabeth. She needed rest, but I couldn't sleep. I didn't even have the strength to walk. They rolled me on the hospital bed to a ward called acute. When I got there, I looked around and my heart dropped. The man next to me was injecting himself. Another was crying loudly for help. It felt like I didn't belong there, but maybe I did now. A nurse came to set up a drip and gave me some medicine. Still, I couldn't close my eyes. My mind was running wild. Do I really have cancer? Has it spread? How long do I have left? At 6 a.m. my phone rang. It was Oluchi. Her voice was tired. "Hi babe, how are you?" I didn't know what to say. I told her I was okay and asked about the baby. She said she didn't sleep all night. She was worried. Then she asked me again, "What did the doctor say?" I paused and I broke down. Through tears I said, "They said I have lung cancer." She was silent. Then softly but firmly she said, "Don't worry, that's not your portion. Everything will be fine." I could hear the fear in her voice, but she was trying to be strong for me. She said she would bring Elizabeth to see me. At 8 a.m., 2 doctors came to see me, an older man and a younger one. The older one said, "Good morning, Mr. Chaik. I'm Dr. David and this is Dr. John." They looked at my scan and said they found a lump in my lungs, but they didn't know for sure what it was. It might be cancer, but it might also be something else my body is producing. Dr. David explained that I would need a chest x-ray and more tests. I felt a bit better hearing that. At least they weren't jumping to conclusions like the first doctor did. At 10 a.m., Oluchi arrived with our baby. The moment I saw them, I felt alive again. I sanitized my hands and carried Elizabeth. She could barely open her eyes. I kissed my wife. In that moment, I felt safe. They brought me food and fruits. We talked. We laughed. They gave me strength. After visiting hours, they left. That night, I slept well for the first time. The next morning, a nurse woke me up. She was kind. She said I had a beautiful family and I had to stay strong for them. Her words meant a lot. Later, I was taken for more scans. When I came back, the doctor told me they needed to drain water from my lungs so I could breathe better. A nurse showed me into a small room. I changed clothes and sat on the bed. The doctor came in with a student. He explained the procedure and showed me the screen with the water in my lungs. He warned me it might be painful. My heart was beating fast. I was scared. I was already weak and in pain, but I stayed calm. He used a syringe and slowly removed the water bottle by bottle. It hurt, but when it was done, I felt lighter. I could breathe a bit better. Back in the ward, my phone kept ringing. Everyone said the same thing. "Don't worry, it's not what they say. We are praying for you." But the fear in my heart was still there. What if I only had days to live? I asked the doctor if I could go home. I wanted to be with my wife and baby, even if it was just for a short time. They agreed. I didn't tell Oluchi. I just called an Uber. Security helped me get into the car. When I got home, a neighbor, Miss Lava, asked if I was okay. I lied and said I was coming back from night shift. When I opened the door, Oluchi was shocked to see me. I told her I needed to be home. The hospital was killing me mentally. She understood, but I could tell she was sad. Still, she made me food and stayed strong. She told me she had called my mother and told her everything. My mom didn't panic. She just said, "It is not what the doctors think it is. God will not let this happen to my only child." My mom is a prayer warrior, a strong Catholic woman. She told my Uncle Obi, who has been like a father to me since I lost my dad at age 12. Uncle Obi called me immediately and said, "God is in control." It's not what they say. That night I sat in the living room crying. My wife and baby were sleeping peacefully. I looked at them and asked God, "Why me? Why now?" Every night became a battle between fear and faith. Then one day I got a call, a private number. I panicked. Oluchi said to answer on loudspeaker. "Mr. Chaik, we've reviewed your scans. We are treating this as a serious infection for now. We haven't ruled out cancer, but you'll see a specialist soon." It wasn't good news, but it wasn't the worst. Oluchi said, "It's a good sign. Let's keep praying." The next day I went back to the hospital. Dr. Dan and Nurse Peace welcomed me. They drained more fluid from my lungs and sent it to the lab. It was painful, but again I felt a bit better. They gave me antibiotics and told me my specialist appointment would be the next day. At the specialist clinic I met Dr. Colin, young and kind. He looked at my scans and said, "It could be cancer, or it could be tuberculosis." He asked me questions, where I'm from, if anyone in my family had to be, if I traveled recently. He said he wanted to do an ultrasound to be sure. I told him I was planning to travel to Nigeria to bring my mom since she'd never been to London. We had planned her trip for after the baby, but now Oluchi moved it earlier so she could help. He didn't think I should travel, but I insisted. He gave me an earlier date for the scan. After the scan, I was weak. They wouldn't let me go home alone. Oluchi came with the baby and took me home. I barely remember the journey. I was thankful the procedure went well. I was thankful for Oluchi, for my mother, for all the prayers. Now I'm just waiting to know what is really wrong. I take my medicine, I hold my daughter when I can. Some days I feel better, some days I cry, but I still believe this might not be cancer. Maybe, just maybe, it's something God will turn around. If this story has touched your heart, please like and share it. And stay tuned for part 3, The Recovery Begins.